Hey guys, today we're going to be drawing an underwater scene. I'm using the iPad Pro with the Apple Pencil and the Procreate app. If you're new to Procreate, I also have a video called 25 Procreate Tips and Tricks, which I suggest to watch first because as I draw, I'll be using these shortcut actions. I will link that video below. So grab your favorite tea or coffee and let's start drawing. So here I am in my canvas with layer 1, and I have a color palette of dark teals all the way to light. So I'm going to choose something in the middle, maybe in the upper middle, and I'm going to color drop that. And this will be our background. Next, I'm going to create another layer, and I'm going to choose the start color here. And then we're just going to draw some rocks on the perimeter by using a monoline brush. And I'm just doing random shapes. This is actually more of a shadow. And then color dropping that. Next, I'm going to alpha lock this. So click on the layer and alpha lock. And what this does, it isolates the layer. So if you want to add another color, you can do so without going outside of that shape. So I'm going to click on my colors again, but this time I'm going to go to the disk and I'm going to select a slightly lighter color. So if you can see here, kind of adding a little highlight. And this just kind of creates a little bit more depth, although this is still a 2D image. Okay, next we're going to do another layer, and we're going to select a lighter shade. And then we could start by forming our rocks. Color dropping that in. We're actually going to move this layer underneath the other one. And from here, we're just going to keep building on the color. Now I'm going to stay on that same layer, but just select something a bit darker. And then we can create our shadows. And then just choosing different shades to create these different layers. And then I'm going to create another layer at the bottom, selecting a darker color again. So next we're going to start another layer, and then we can do some shadows of plants and coral reefs. This time though, I'm going to use a calligraphy brush, and I got a whole bunch here. So I'm just going to select one. And the reason for that is because it has like a nicer tip. It's not as harsh. It kind of has like a ribbon effect. And then to add a little bit more depth, we're going to do another layer right below that. This time we're going to select a more muted color, probably something a little bit lighter, just to give some contrast. And with that layer, I'm just going to decrease the opacity a little bit. So it kind of looks like that. And over on this side, we're gonna do the same thing. Now, in order to save me time, I'm actually going to just duplicate this and move it over, and then I'm gonna flip it. And then I'm gonna do the same with the other layer, and no one will know the difference. All right, next we're gonna do some, I guess, sunshine rays coming in through the water. So let's put another layer at the very bottom. And this time I'm gonna grab my marker brush set. So I have a whole bunch of these different markers. I'm just gonna pick one. Then we're gonna pick a lighter color. And then up here, we're just gonna do a little highlight. You can even go a little bit lighter, again, to put more depth. Then we can use our blending brush also. Although we do kind of want to keep this a little bit 2D, we can just blend this a little bit. And then let's select something a little bit darker. You can have a little bit more contrast here. And then now we're gonna do another layer on top of that. I have my marker, and that is not the thickness I want. I want even thicker, but I'm at the max. So what we could do is go into the marker setting and then go under properties, and we want to increase that maximum brush size. You can also decrease the minimum. You can play it around over here just to test it, and then once you're good to go, just hit done. So I'm at max, and we're just gonna put a straight stroke like this. We're gonna hold our Apple Pencil, don't let go, and then it's gonna become a really straight line. Then we're gonna do that again. And then again over here, maybe another one over here. And you can also overlap another layer if you want. All right, so next we are gonna grab the blending brush. Gonna blend the tips of these light rays so they're not so harsh. And then last, we're gonna hit the end on that layer and just decrease the opacity. Now we're gonna do that again with another layer on top. So this kind of looks like there's lots of different layers happening. Decrease that a little bit, but not too much. Okay, now we're gonna go into the layer with the background, and then we're gonna select that color. I just wanna go a little bit darker. With that same marker, I'm just gonna create some shadow at the bottom. You can even go a little bit darker than that. And then we're gonna go lighter. So we're gonna put the lighter at the top. And then just blend that a little bit. And then next we can add a layer at the very top. Then we could grab a white. Then we're gonna go back to our monoline brush. And then we could put some bubbles. Now that's kind of a bit too stark, so let's decrease that opacity a little bit. And then maybe we can add also some shadows of fish. So another layer we go, and I'm gonna do them really small. And then you can duplicate that, flip it, and then move this guy maybe down here. All right guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial on how to draw an underwater scene. For more drawing tutorials and gadget reviews, be sure to subscribe to Draw with Marina.